You're listening to Empire of Rust, the first and greatest Transformers RPG podcast. Join the heroes of Cybertron as the last vestiges of Starscream's war take them to the far-flung colonies to defend the planet from distant threats and protect the Cybertronian Republic from the shadow of the Harmonium.
Welcome back to Empire of Rust, the first and greatest Transformers RPG podcast. This is episode 132. Now, I was planning on having a 15-minute conversation about 132, but I have a feeling that all of my players would hate that. So therefore, let's start on that. I kid.
How many times we're going to kick you in the ass?
So I wanted to talk about like flashbacks. So we just released the flashback episode a couple weeks back.
You already talked about that, Mike.
Oh,
Don't you remember?
No.
Yeah, we're having the deja vu conversation about us. Remember when we had that deja vu conversation about that? Remember that time we had the deja vu concept?
No, we did that. We did that already.
Yeah.
Adam, I could just see you were waiting for that joke to land. But yeah, so we had the flashback episode, and our players here got a whole bunch of cool little like items and everything, and it got me thinking about like flashbacks in other games. So, and this is something that like I've encountered sometimes, but not too often because it kind of breaks the narrative. I found it's not always something that the players welcome and not always something that it's there. But one thing, at least one that I kind of remember and one that I enjoyed was, and Mike, this actually was in your game, in your Legacy of Fire game. And not so much a flashback, but kind of like a what happened outside kind of thing. And I'm pretty certain we actually kind of role played it out like separately, just the two of us. When my character got killed by the giant, you wanted to just keep the game moving. So you'd had me just jump right into my character's familiar. It was the owl bear, or the owl called Owl Bear. And then kind of later on, we did this kind of flashback as to what happened during that time. And I had died. I had gone. I got ascended to to whatever plane that I had was going to ascend to. I made a deal with who was it? The Lady of Bones.
You went to the boneyard. You waited in line, a massive line for ages, until you stood in front of Pharasma.
There's 3 people.
Took forever.
And basically, she heard your case, whatnot, and judged you to return. And you had invested, like, into your familiar. You took some feat. I forget what it was. It was some feat that...
It was one of the mythic feats.
Yeah.
Like, you could, like, see or hear, or, like, yeah, you got, like, more connected to your familiar.
Yeah, so I ruled it that your spirit was basically connected to your familiar. So even though you had died, you were still that connected that you were still part of the familiar at the time.
Right.
And then your spirit was judged and you were returned back because you had important stuff to do still.
And of course, I was returned to Owlbear, and my human body was a familiar.
Exactly.
That's all we were able to focus on. Owlbear was the character, and your human was the familiar.
Yep. But I think that the idea of having like a flashback, like it in the narrative, like it makes sense. It made perfect sense to actually go through that and to have that kind of character closure. But like right in the middle of combat, right when I died, made perfect sense to kind of just to blow right past it in order to keep the action moving, because we don't want to stop the entire game just so I can have like a half-hour role-play moment.
Right.
Have any others of you done a flashback scene like that, like actually in game or outside?
in our Starfinder game, we started with everybody waking up on the ship not knowing who they were, what happened to them, or pretty much anything. They had their skills, their abilities, all that, but they didn't know anything about themselves. And several years later, I guess, I had done just like a one-shot scene where they were basically what happened before they woke up and didn't remember anything. So the assault on the space station, the downfall from that. And then when you guys started playing, you actually went to the space station, saw it all destroyed and everybody dead and everything there, but you didn't know what happened. And this was a flashback that basically showed what happened, and it was your fault. You guys went there and destroyed it.
And that was interesting because it was a playable or a played flashback where we're all there, we're all in control of our characters. And were we level 1? Am I remembering that right?
Yeah.
That was interesting. Yeah, it was very, very interesting. A combined shared flashback that we all work together on.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I've ever done like a flashback, like kind of like what you're describing. I've definitely had some like very like in-depth kind of like, ORPs, like on-run role plays, where I would describe certain things. I know we were playing a game years and years ago, like my first college group, and we had a very high-level cleric who effectively used a miracle to cast a divination to kind of see something that happened in the past, because they had found, do you guys, the spell imprisonment?
Not intimately.
No. So it's a 9th level spell. It's like, oh, you capture somebody and they're imprisoned in a sphere deep in the earth. And that's just it. Like, that was just like the flavor text. And so my thought was, like, oh, wouldn't it be interesting if like at the very depths of a dwarven mind, they found this kind of like black sphere suspended somewhere in the earth. And then like, they were like, oh, when they found it, they brought it to our attention, and we went down and kind of cleared it out. And we're like, what the fuck happened here? Like, what is this thing? Because in order to undo the spell, you need to know like the circumstances that led to it.
Mm-hmm.
So when he was at the location, he cast this miracle to kind of like, he asked his god to like show him everything, which is probably the wrong wording when you're asking the god to show you their divine sight. So he got to see this really, epic battle of the past, that was like 2,000 years prior, where whoever was in the sphere had been captured by this, high level archmage. But while the battle is happening, like he's like watching it, like, almost like, third eye view of like this wizard just like totally changing the landscape of like the entire mountain range that they were digging out of didn't exist. But while it was happening, the wizard literally looked over his shoulder up at like the perspective that was watching this, doing this divination, and was just like, oh, hello, and named him. And it was just like, I'll be seeing you soon. And then like it effectively cast a Mordenkainen's disjunction, and then that kind of caused the illusion to end, which was fun for me because that character, that player, then came to my character and told me what happened. And that was good because I had pretty much created like the situation where like my character was that character after some sort of time travel shit that hasn't happened yet.
The character in the flashback.
Exactly. So the only reason he knew to do that is because my friend came and told me after the fact. And so that was kind of one of those like alley, and like you hope that they do what you want. And thankfully he did. So then when I actually revealed what had happened, he was like, oh my God, it was brilliant, And I was like, yeah, it was really fun. So
that is fun. And that took place like right in the game, right? Or was that a separate thing that you guys...
Oh, I did a write-up of it. Like, it would have taken too long to actually do it in-game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it was fun.
How about you, Adam?
I had one on Power, but I'm switching it up. Calling the
Audible.
You already talked about that one.
I was running a campaign. Started out in D&D 3.5. And it transitioned years later into Pathfinder. But along the way, I was running this group of people through the Savage Tide campaign. is pretty popular. A lot of people know it. And I was running a bit of a Monty Hall kind of a campaign where, I was just throwing magical items left, right, and center. Everyone had a wish list of what they wanted. So just about every other session, someone was getting some weird shit that they wanted. And it started to get a little bit out of hand. So I had to pump up, encounters and whatnot. And there were side quests and stuff that were going on. And I said in the beginning, you guys can have whatever character you want, whatever race you want, and you can be whatever alignment you want, but you're a group. Some of them took that very much to heart and wanted to play an evil character because they never got the chance to. And there was two of them that were evil, and a great many of them were somewhat neutral, and there was only like one or two that were good. And there came a situation where one of them had a chance to protect the mage, who happened to be an Illithid, who was evil. And he didn't do his job of protecting the mage. And the Illithid died. He got resurrected, but because he had died and got brought back to life, he was unable to merge with the mother pool or whatever their mythos is. And took that very, very personally and held a grudge for levels and levels. And when it came time, when there was a big, nasty fight going on deep in the Underdark, and everything was looking like the chips were down, and everyone had rushed up to kind of take care of the charging onslaught of monsters that were decimating them, the barbarian who failed his job beforehand was hurt pretty bad and was falling back to get healed up. The Illithid saw his chance and quickly killed him while everyone else's back was turned. And he did this basically in plain view of everyone. So then the good guys started to raise swords and stuff against him. And then the only other evil character saw him as an ally, and so came to his aid. And before it went any further, I just yelled out, "Stop! This is not what this is about. I'm calling the night even early, and we will reconvene next session, and there will be some changes." And then I did this huge write-up about the ensuing battle between everyone in the party. And there was massive explosions, and one of the characters held a staff of the Magi, who actually also had like a spirit in him, who was his real form, and the sort of like the owl bear thing, where the guy that was wielding it was actually just a pawn, and his real body was inside the staff. That gets smashed and destroyed because it was way overpowered anyway, and like several magical items were decimated during the combat. And a couple of them died. And I said, that's it. They're dead. Make up new characters. So I did the ultimate audit.
Damn.
The villains, the bad guys, the evil ones, they went on to become major NPC villains for the rest of the campaign. They played with other characters, but their original characters became villains on the Isle of Dread.
Wow. That's really cool.
It was pretty cool.
Huh.
It wasn't so cool that they were taking advantage of I'm evil. I'm kind of allowed to be a dick and kill my party member.
Wow. That's
Straighten them out.
How about you, Matt?
I don't really have any stories. I'm sure it's happened, but I can't remember anything right now, really. But I guess I'll share a little bit of trivia, though. We've all heard of deja vu, but there's also at least two other terms that are related that most people haven't heard of.
Vujade.
What?
Vujade.
Not exactly. There's presque vu, which is says deja vu means since seen before. I believe it's what it means. Presque vu is almost seen, and that means when you're about to remember something and it's on the tip of your tongue. That's called Presque-Vu.
Okay.
Psychologist.
I never remember.
And then there's Jamais Vu, which I don't know if I've ever experienced, but it means never seen, I believe, or something. I don't know if I've got the pronunciation of the translation, but that means something that you've done before and you're doing it again, but somehow it seems brand new, like you've never done it, even though you've done it a million times.
Huh.
And I think there might even be others, but
Yeah, that was the Bourgeois Day was the George Carlin joke of like, oh, like when you experience something and it's the first time it's ever happened before. Like, it's just like, this has never happened. And you're like, oh, you mean new experience? And you're like, yeah, it's Bourgeois Day.
I ran into this a long time ago when I read Catch-22 because one of the characters mentions Presque-Vu, because there's a naked guy in a tree, and then I think he loses sight of him, and he thinks he's not sure if he's hallucinating or not.
All right. Well, speaking of things that you've never seen before, we got to get back to this fight with this creature you've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
When last we left, this worm was just about ready to pull Sweet Spot in, but Sweet Spot dashed to the side and saved both him, Spindrift, and Magnum.
I think it's Spindrift's turn.
You're correct. So Spindrift, go ahead and lead us off. This is round 2.
Okay. Thing needs to make another fortitude save for the poison from last turn.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You tried to forget about that, I see.
I tried. Got 33 on that.
That
save.
will make it. So it has saved from that attack. So no more poison from that one.
What was the poison called?
Plot point?
I think it has a name.
Okay.
Just from a venom gland.
Oh, you get some venom in your system there.
I do. And I tried to give some to him, but it didn't work. The tentacles, are they still wrapped around, like, accessible? I know Sweet Spot did his shifty thing. Like, can I still attack it, basically?
Yeah, it is like the tentacle that's in the back is still stuck in the door, partly because of the barbs that's on its surface.
That's fair, then. I'll go for another bite, I guess. Ooh, 17.
Normally, I would say no, but again, it is lodged in Sweet Spot's back there, so there's really no place for it to go. So you can hit it.
Okay, and that would be 30.
Ooh.
And I think since it's saved, it's immune. Yeah, they make both the saves are immune, so it doesn't get poisoned again when tempted.
That's unfortunate. Or fortunate for me.
Is that how venoms work? Like, if you get bit by a spider or a snake 7 times, you make 7 saves. You know?
You get bit by a spider or a snake 7 times. I think you didn't say your prayers that morning.
Yeah.
So I will give you this, Spindrift. You feel that you're hurting it.
Good. I hope so.
That's the aim.
I'm trying to do.
Anything else for the drift?
No, that will do it.
All right, Maggie Thags.
All right.
I'm sorry, it's Iron Lips' turn. You wanted him to contact his people and see if he can get some air support, and yeah, he did. I mean, it's a great idea, but there's not going to be any ships or anything arriving in the.
It's going to take time.
But it could be useful if there are any injuries or anything, and ships will eventually get there and we'll be able to get you away. But yes, you are correct. It is going to take some time.
They're not attacking like PCs to test them, so it takes longer.
Exactly.
Pretty good at getting there on time for that.
Iron is going to take 2 shots against. He saw what happened with the armor of the creature, so he's going to try to take some shots at the tentacles that have Sweet Spot. Actually, no. You know what? I think he's going to take some shots at the tentacles that are on Carapace right now. He sees what's going on here. He's going to take First shot, miss. Second shot is a hit. And he will hit the first one that hit you, Carapace. All right, so it hits, and it doesn't let go, but you do feel it kind of like try to like recoil a bit. It recoils, but also pulls you with it. So it does look like it actually did a bit of damage to that.
Okay.
All right, now Meg, it's your turn.
All right, let's do some stuff. All right, first of all, out of the top of the hat pops an improbably sized, very large missile launcher. The good thing about this thing is it targets a square intersection and not a thing. So I'm below this thing with this big gaping maw, right? Big open mouth, right?
Not so much below you, but it's right next to you. Yeah,
I can see into the mouth. Right?
Yes, you absolutely can.
So I'm going to target an square intersection as far back down its billet that I can. With this thing and fire my missile.
Missile in the mouth. All right.
Hopefully that counts as inside.
This is a straight missile launcher, just right in?
Yep. Our target, like AC 10 or AC 5, an intersection.
Should be AC 5.
All right, so right into its gullet guts, and inside, hopefully, the softest part I can find. 41 bludgeoning and piercing damage. It has a radius of 30 feet.
Oh,
so anything in that radius is going to get damaged.
You made the AC 5 for the square, correct?
Yes, I rolled a 24.
Okay. I saw your. I see it on Roll20 here, and it says IMDS missile launcher. I thought it was IBS missile launcher.
I might rename it if it works. It's sort of appropriate right now, hopefully.
All right, so yes, that is going to take some. This is going to take some good damage here. Okay.
One of these, and don't call me in the morning. And then I think with his move action, he is going to switch on his radio jammer, signal jammer.
Okay.
Which, since this thing sees through electromagnetism, hopefully should blank the 40-foot radius sphere that he suddenly creates.
Okay.
Blinded in that area.
Sweet spot in Carapace. I want both of you to give me a save.
What kind?
Reflex. Yes. I should have told you the kind.
Just save.
Just save. That's all.
I made it, but for the continuity, I will actually make a roll.
Which I appreciate.
All right, and that's a 32. 32
all right.
for the reflex save.
All right, pass.
I have a 21.
Both passes. Okay, cool. Excellent. So for Carapace, the tentacle that Iron Lift had shot that was kind of flailing around disconnects. So it is still out and near you, but it's not connected to you anymore. So you're down to 1.
Does that provoke an attack of opportunity because it's leaving some of my threatened squares?
You know what? Sure. I'll give it to you. Why not?
Seismic punch!
Do we feel like it's a reaction to the explosion or the jammer?
You feel it's more reaction to the explosion, just the amount of damage that it took in its mouth.
21 damage. 21 to hit.
21, that is going to be a miss, unfortunately.
Okay. Yep.
And sweet spots. So one of them disconnects from you, but it's still twisted up together. You can see that the disconnected one is kind of like flailing off a little bit, but it is still near you. But you only have one technically connected now.
All right. So now Pythagoras is going to spray the tentacle. I guess would you consider, since they're wrapped up, they're sort of one thing right now, like a bigger tentacle.
Correct.
He's going to spray a section in range with the glass gas. Right? Should be trying to aim for the sensory organs on there.
All right.
So hopefully get the best shot.
Grass gas.
Right. All right. So, did we have him roll the fortitude save? Which he's probably going to make, which doesn't matter.
20 minutes.
Okay. Actually, not too far away.
There's a low one. It's okay.
Yeah. So AC goes down by 6 in whatever range I can affect by this thing. It's not taking damage. And I'll figure out how long that is going to be, but probably longer than we need. We're either going to be dead or it's going to work.
What's the radius on that part?
It's usually by a target, so it doesn't really it doesn't really give a range or a radius.
I'll say 10-foot square then, in this case.
Usually, like, it's on an object, and it reduces the hardness of the whole object, or a transformer, which reduces the AC.
So you've created another weak point on this thing. Okay.
Yeah. So, let's see, the 1d4 plus 4 rounds, AC 2 every 5th level. So this is going to go up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds.
8 rounds. Sounds good to me.
So hopefully they can... And I will relay this, that there is a part-to-target near sweet spot here if anyone's, like, making ranged attacks.
Which brings it to the top of round 3 for sweet spot.
I'm going to try to do a spin maneuver. Fair warning, this is going to happen. You said that the 2 tentacles, one was still attached to me, but the other one was loose but still entwined.
Correct.
With the first?
It would likely be the one that's in your back right now, because the other one would have been easier to separate. And don't forget that Magnum just did these glass gas on one of them.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to do a spin maneuver so that the one that is entwined but loose will just spin and slap itself. Hopefully that's either the weakened one or it will quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself. Oh my god, I'm gonna puke.
I mean, if I had to choose one to affect, it would be the one that's still attached to him.
Mm-hmm. I figured.
And by spinning that might do damage to it. I don't know. Anyway, is that going to be a piloting? Do you want me to make an attack roll? What's going on?
You always give me the interesting shit to deal with, right?
Yeah, just imagine people visualizing this whole combat. It's awesome.
Let's start off with a piloting check.
Piloting check coming right up. That is a 40.
40.
No less.
All right.
Damn.
No less. Okay. So you want to spin and gun your engines? You're just going to like spin around in a lazy loop? Talk to me more about this maneuver.
Spinning in a really, really fast twisting motion so that the other tentacle that's not attached to me just kind of whips around like a whip, basically, smacking itself.
Are you staying in the same position, or are you going to try to move forward, move back, side to side, or anything, or are you just going to?
I'm just trying to make it taut so it spins nice and tight and hard.
I think he has sort of like to do like a hairpin, and like he's going to do a little loop and then re-intersect with the tentacle laid further down. Does that make sense, Adam?
Yep. Let's make that happen.
It's like.
Okay. So yeah, you certainly get high enough so you can start spinning the shit around like. As far as the thing is slapping itself, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Okay.
Basically, you need a nat 20. Otherwise, it's going to be not be enough in this one. But I'm going to give the chance for it.
Okay. That was a 7 on the die roll, so that's a no.
Yep, not enough. All right, but you do end up spinning the tentacles together, though. All right. Anything else for the ambassador with the most?
Nope. I will call out to Spindrift, who should still be inside, I believe.
Hey, want to do something about that bomb thing sticking in me?
I'm trying.
Try pushing. Just push it out.
Carapace, you are next.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I still got one stuck to me.
Yes,
correct?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to fly in such a way that it moves a little bit taut, and then I'm going to kind of twist it around me in such a way that, like, so my mounted on my back, I've got this kind of like big, almost like tuning fork weapon. It's my tactical cathode cannon. So I'm going to make sure that it's pretty much touching the tentacle, and what it does is when it fires a shot, it does a wide line 60 feet long that will hopefully pretty much run the entire length of the tentacle and hit like multiple of those like blinding spot things.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to try and do that first and then see how it goes. Okay, well, because this is unwieldy, it'll be just my first attack. I can only make one attack with this, and I fucking rolled a 2, so that sucks.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, nope. I have an ability called...
That lets you reroll?
Yes.
This weapon, is it electrical damage or normal damage, or regular damage?
Electricity.
Okay.
Yeah, once per day I can do that weapon switch thing, so it's a bit better than... 19. Okay, so shit damage, but that's not matter. So that is a 36.
That'll do it.
To hit. And I do, unfortunately, a whopping 15 electricity damage.
All right, so not a ton of damage.
Which for 2d12 plus 11 is kind of trivial.
Yeah. So not a lot of damage in that, true. But your plan worked, and the blast goes down like the length of it, catching multiple sensors on that. And because they were all hurt and blinded, the tentacle releases you.
Awesome. Does like the tentacle break? Like, does it seem like it's like dead, or is it like twitching around everywhere?
Twitching around. It feels more blind, so like it's blindly flailing about, trying to grab onto you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to continue. I'm going to shoot at it some more because unfortunately, I don't think the electricity. It's one of those things. I can't do a lot of multiple hits with the electricity. I'm going to just try using my ultra cold hail cannon on that electrical piece, and maybe it will be easier to hit now. So. Does a 29 hit?
It does not. It's pretty close, though.
Blinded, kind of?
Correct.
Okay. So 29 is needed. Does a 32 hit?
Are you hitting... That's EAC for that, correct?
Technically, the ultra cold is cold and piercing, so it's technically KFC.
Okay, that is just a miss, unfortunately.
Okay, and the last one, and I rolled a 4. Okay, so missed.
All right, it is this thing's turn, so it has been dislodged from Carapace. One has been dislodged from Sweet Spot. But you still have that back one there. The one in the back. One of his tentacles is all messed up, the one near Carapace. Let's see here. So instead of trying to grab onto the tentacle, Sweet Spot, this thing is going to lunge forward and attempt to take a bite out of you. You ready for a bite, Sweet?
I could go for a bite.
That is going to be a 48 to hit. Total miss, right?
Hold on. Let me check.
And as for damage...
You could potentially use your thing for this, right? Like your velocitron drug thing? Will that help in this situation?
Not by a factor of 18. So, no. Yeah, that's a hit.
That's going to be a good bit of damage there.
Yeah.
It's going to be 59 damage as he chomps down on your backside.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that this thing is doing some good damage, but you are bringing it down. And if anyone wants to make a life science check, I'll give you a little something.
Yeah, I'm dying.
Yeah.
15.
15, okay.
Yeah, I got a 21.
I got a 38.
All right. And in fact, I'm willing to say that all of you kind of noticed this. So this thing is... You feel it has taken enough damage to bring it down to half or more. So you feel that you are making progress for it. But those tentacles and that bite, you really got to watch out for.
Said as if there was something else to worry about.
It's like, okay, so how do I fight something that hits me 95% of the time, and that our best warrior hits 25% of the time?
Get more warriors.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know. You guys have been doing some pretty neat moves against it, so count yourselves out. Spindrift, it is your turn.
Alright, so the one that was grabbing from inside is no longer there. Is that correct? It's only the one on the back?
The one on the back is the one that's like been punched through his back door.
Oh, so it's still accessible then.
Yes, still accessible,
Okay.
still in his door.
Then I'm going to bite at it again.
It's in my ass.
Maybe a sweet spot has got a door release or something, right?
Oh, like blow out the whole door?
Oh, give me some Mexican food. I don't know. Might just blow out my ass.
Alright, yeah, I'll search, see if there's something I can do to release it from the door.
All right, so it is punched through one of them, not like it's just one door.
Okay.
And I'm not going to tell you what Sweet Spot has for like internal mechanics or anything, but yeah, I mean, Sweet is just if there's a way of detaching your door or something like that, or breaking that off, then that is a potential solution. Walk me through it. Tell me what you want to do with it, or how you want to do it.
Basically, like, blast the hinges.
Yeah. Bite through.
Hey, where do I get the
black-
job where I can shoot at Sweet Spot?
It's been filled. The position has been filled.
Yeah, can I, like, claw at the hinges, try to, like, break them off or something like that?
Yeah. Go ahead and give that a shot.
This might hurt a bit. 22.
What might hurt about? Ow!
Certainly a hit.
Yes.
34.
You know what? I'll say that's enough damage for that. It's cutting through like the weakest point on the door there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So, Sweet Spot, you feel like some scratching from inside you, and all of a sudden your door just pops right off.
How much damage am I taking?
1 point.
Yeah, we'll do a quarter of the total damage because that's not like because you are losing a piece of yourself in there, but 34 damage for like a piece that feels a bit weird. So do a quarter of that. So that's 15, 16, 17, and that is 8. So rounded down 8 points of damage.
8 points. Noted.
You should be free now. Sorry.
Sweet Spot, I want you to give me let's do reflex save on this one.
My gosh. A reflex save. Really? Is it my birthday?
It could be.
My birthday. Where is that reflex save? Ooh, that is a 36. That is a nat 20 on the saving throw.
Nicely done. You go shooting forward because your engines were pulling you away from this thing, and you bring them, or you bring everyone a good distance away. Since you succeeded so well on that, if you want to make a maneuver to circle back around or circle in any particular direction, what I will allow you to do is effectively take a free move action for that.
All right. I want to get these passengers here back up to the tram. If y'all want to get out, you're more than welcome to, because I'm going to make myself a target again and try to take some attacks of opportunity away from our moving folks here.
Not
I
leaving
know
you.
it's actually going to get me again. I just know it.
Magnum is tied to the top, so he's not going anywhere.
I'll stay with you.
You still have a move or something, Spindrift, if you have anything left you'd like to do?
There's some things we can do ranged at Sweet Spot. So,
True that.
although if you get us nearer to Carapace, we might be able to help him. What he's doing is probably not going to need it. He's getting himself loose.
So where do you want to go, Sweet Spot? Up to the tram, up to Carapace, off in space? Leaving this fucking planet?
I didn't know a shuttle could have 2 middle fingers as it leaves the atmosphere.
Let's go help out Carapace there.
Right.
Give him an escape route at the very least if he wants it.
Iron Lift he is up next. He's going to continue taking a couple shots. That's going to be 2 hits. Okay, that's nice. A little bit of damage on that bad boy. He's aiming at the tentacles again, same as you hope. And Magnum, down to you.
All right, so he's going to maintain the signal jammer. Hopefully, Carapace is in range. I don't even know if it makes any difference at all. But then he's going to fire 2 grenades into that thing's gullet.
This one is going to be an attack roll because you're not just trying to get any spot at this point. It's a little bit further to launch it.
Can't just target a square because grenades are not target individuals.
Except you're trying to target a specific point, like within the mouth, which is like moving up and down and everything. I was fine with it when you were right in front of his mouth, but it's going to be hard.
Well, let's see what we do. Let's see what happens.
Worst case scenario, it blows up next to the face.
May not matter in this case anyway. So I get a 14 and a 17.
Okay, so you don't get it right in the mouth, but it does blow up next to the mouth.
Okay, well, see, the thing is going to have to make a reflex save and not a fortitude save, and a will save.
Reflex and a will save, okay.
Let's not pummel on his strengths anymore, how about that? That's the mass of a starship.
Let's do the reflex save first, and that is going to be a 38.
Nope.
And then the will is at a 26.
Okay, so we pass both.
Jesus Christ. Was reflex save of 20 plus 21 as a gigantic creature?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Don't blush at all. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is blast gas.
Was there any damage from the grenades, or were they?
No. It was an EMP grenade and a gyro inhibitor. So without the save throws, I don't think they do anything at all.
Okay.
Fortitude, save, reflex save.
I will say that because the EMP one is like an electromagnetic pulse, I will actually give you something for that. It does it does blow up. It doesn't do any damage, but it does blind the tentacles that are directly around his mouth.
All right, I'm gonna blast gas the tentacle that's on Carapace here.
Okay.
I don't have any on me anymore.
I thought you had one.
No, the first one let go, and then when I shocked it, it let the whole thing let go.
Oh, okay.
So you're glass gassing Carapace. Gotcha.
So he came here for nothing. Well, that changes things. All right, sorry.
I mean, hit its mouth. If you can make its mouth easier for me to hit, because I'm about to do something I've never done before. So
yeah, I'll just spray a big old cloud of glass gas in its general direction of its mouth. Give a fortitude save.
All right. Fort save is its good one, of course. Oh, natty 17 on that one. Oof. 38.
Really? No. Natty 17.
Yeah. Natty 17.
So...
Still has some reduction, right?
Yeah. AC4 reduction in the spot that Carapace indicated.
So minus AC on his mouth. Gotcha.
It might feel like no gain.
I can't feel my tongue. My tongue.
I can see my tongue, oddly enough.
All right, sweet. Start around 4. You are footloose and fancy free, but you have no back door.
Mm-hmm.
Your caboose is just out there for anyone to see. Out here, Mr. Ambassador? It's gonna be a political incident.
Political my ass.
That's exactly the issue. Yeah.
Didn't know he was a Democrat.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, I suppose I will attempt to take a shot with the sniper.
Thaddeus, the mouth is a soft spot now? Is that what you're saying?
Anything inside, yeah. Mouth.
Inside. All right.
As far down the gullet as you can go.
Come on. Smile, you son of a bitch.
As a 25 to hit the throat softy spot.
It's getting closer, but it's still a miss. Bounces right off of the armor of its head as it closes his jaws up and down. Bing! That would have been some good damage too.
I'm about to talk this monster down with diplomacy. That's what I'm about to do. And I will position myself so that everyone else in and or on me can get a better shot.
All right, so that Carapace, that means it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to do something I have not done yet.
Okay.
This is going to be fun. So you'll see, you've seen me in blaster mode pretty much all the time. But in this instance, you're seeing pretty much like every one of my like laser reticles from all of the guns pretty much all over my body, all target to a single point deep inside of its throat. And I am using up the remainder of my combination points for the day, and I am unloading my blaster mode capstone ability.
Ooh.
So I am going to take a shot.
I remember you talking about this during the level up.
Yeah. So here's one shot.
This would be so amazing if it was a 20.
It's not, but it is a 16 on the die, which is a 35 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. This is cool. So, if the attack hits, then all attacks hit. So, I included my tactical cathode cannon, my red star conqueror, my yellow star plasma array, my decimator disintegrator cannon, Wolfgang's advanced cross bolter, and my ultra cold hail cannon. So,
It's a Soviet level acronym right there.
Yes. So, actually, I don't have enough dice to do many of these, so I'm going to kind of do it in parts. Okay, so let's break it down into D8s, D10s, and D12s.
So Magnum, Sweet, Spindrift, he's doing all this right next to you. So this giant fucking like beam of nonsense is right next to your ship there, Sweet Spot. What's going through your head?
I'll simply turn on the tint to my windshield.
Yeah, so it's a combination of piercing, cold, acid, electricity, and fire. So, just so you know what I'm doing.
Fair
Cold
enough.
fire and poisonous electricity. Awesome.
Yeah. Poison electricity.
What type of damage? All.
Yes. What type of damage? Yes.
Anyone visualizing that? Remember in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 where all the lasers were on the ship and then they could bring them all together? Like they moved all over the outside?
Oh, yeah. I think I remember that.
That was the drilling ship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magnum, you're outside Sweet Spot there, so what's going on in your head?
This is what happens when he uses them all at once.
I like to imagine like Magnum is like drifting closer towards Carapace on his tether. Oh, too close.
So if they have DR,
Okay.
it's reduced by a tiny bit because I'm in full blaster mode.
Relevant.
But prior to that, I do 124 points of damage.
Oh, man.
What are you on a coffee break?
I know, right?
That's no moon.
And you see like all of my like batteries and like cartridges like extra, like shoot out their shit. And I'm spent. Like I am out.
Wow.
So I'm really hoping that ended this.
I'll just that over and give him a cigarette.
I know, right?
So all those blasts streak forward, blast him in the mouth. The thing rears back, like boom. You see like tilting backwards. All of his tentacles going blah 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 blah.
Wait, what did they do?
Blah 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 blah. You should write that down, though.
Yes.
You need to know that.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Now I know my new ringtone.
Transcript.
Its head bounces all the way back, and it doesn't die from it. But it has taken so much damage that you have successfully intimidated the fuck out of it, and it tries to run away. all of you get an attack of opportunity if you want, or if you want to pursue, you're welcome to. But you can see it trying to slither back into the smoke and the embers.
Seismic punch. Seismic punch. Wow.
Carapace just grabs it. Don't start what you can't finish.
So, I mean, can we actually take the attack? Are we close enough that we can take attacks of opportunity?
More flavor-wise than anything else, but it is
Okay.
running away. If you want to shoot it with something, it's it's big enough where you're going to hit it. So
Shoot it with
Totally.
everything.
I know, right? If I could,
Carapace is like, I just did.
I know, literally, dude. Like, I'm going to, I'm going to try and end this with a little bit of help, Adam, with my.
Red Star Conqueror.
Oh yes. Okay, so now we're going to roll some d12s. Ah! Natural 20! So that's blah, 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 blah. 67 points of electricity and fire. And that is a wound crit weapon, which I so rarely get to use.
Usually because you one-shot everything.
You are not wrong.
Sorry
I mean, he's dead too.
to do this to you there, Pat, but you don't need to worry about that wound.
Yes, I do. I did a 9. I shot it in an eye.
It had 26 hit points left.
Yes!
You will come out no more.
Yeah, seriously.
One won't come out. One won't come out.
Hey, iron
what it
load or iron lift. I did this because you told me to. Because you told me to.
You're also amazing!
Carapace
Oh.
flexing in midair.
The blast hits it right in the eye. You see it take its last breath as it collapses down into the smoke and the sub-levels of the planet. Nicely done.
Unfortunately, I'm still stuck to it by a tentacle.
It's like, fly, you fools.
I know, right? Seriously. No, I can fly. Like, seriously, I'm okay. Oh, my goodness.
Just imagine him flying up and there's this continent-sized creature just dangling.
I know, right?
Hey, guys, a little help. This is really heavy.
I know.
Oh, nicely done.
I've never gotten down to 0 combination points before.
Mm-hmm.
Good on you for taking that hit, Adam. Like, 60 is no joke.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
Notice how I am not laughing.
Yes.
Teeth marks and no ass.
I mean, that's like half of your hit points, right?
Well, it was almost all of my stamina points in one go.
Nice. Cool. So what are we going to call that thing?
Dead.
Lunch.
All right, that's lunch, everyone.
Well, speaking of lunch, I'm actually curious if like one of my things is I'm trying to be like, oh, now that I've defeated this thing, I'm going to somehow incorporate some of its abilities into me.
Oh, you
The
want
fact
to
that it can like
have a bite?
Well, no, it's like the fact that like it can absorb life energy through its like eye tentacle tongue things. Wouldn't that be cool if I had like a vampiric bite?
Yeah, it's so cool. Remember the last time you almost got turned into a vampire? Remember that Spark Eater? Huh?
Oh yeah, yes, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, that was
that was unpleasant.
That was dangerous.
That was scary.
Indeed.
Yeah, that was scary.
I hate to break up the party here, but we still have a damaged train car track we might have to check out.
Oh yes, that's right. So I guess the question is, are multiple of these things like attacking? Or was this like the one?
One is enough.
I understand that.
You want
but it's
more?
just like, I don't want more. That doesn't mean that there aren't more.
Has Carapace had his fill of combat?
So I was envisioning that each one of these was like the finger of like a giant hand of an even bigger thing that's down there. Like, so it's just like...
You know the GM is listening. Stop talking.
I do know.
Well, you can't see any more from here, and I will say that the smoke and everything from the all this is a little... It's making it very hard to see in front of you and see forward. If you want to try and fly up above the smoke, try to get a better look, you're welcome to. But yeah, you don't see anything else at the moment. You don't hear anything else going on.
Well, if we want to continue our journey, we have to check the drone.
Iron Lips has given us a go-ahead for flying in the zone, right?
I don't think so.
Now the airstrike comes in.
Fuck! We're getting so many tickets from this.
I know. Well, that's the thing. It's like, so are we going to get into you, sweet spot, and then fly over, or are we going to get back into the train car and wait for them to?
That's what I mean. If we're clear to fly, I say we just fly. I am
Agreed.
open and ready and waiting. If not,
actually,
then
you can't close right now.
I can't close. Nope. I can fly slow enough so that you will not fall out.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get loaded up and fly ahead and see what's up.
Iron Lift is waving. Hey, don't forget me.
I know we're going to go get him.
But we're going to take our time about it.
Yeah.
Hey, he didn't shoot us, or run away. So
Yeah, he took shots.
On this point, it qualifies as
yeah, he contributed. This is as close to allies as we ever get.
May I get inside now?
I know, right?
Yeah, sure. I'll even let you sit in the front.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, watch out for the back.
I'll change back into Magnum and sit in one of the front seats. There's probably all sorts of Pythagoras-shaped dents all over the sides of the ship as he swung around.
Don't worry, those will buff out. Iron Lips, if you should happen to have anyone make a report that there was a back flap kind of lying around somewhere, please have that returned to me. It's terribly
lost and found.
I think we know where it went.
This giant tentacle slides into the administrative building, puts the door and leaves.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I can tell everyone to keep an eye open for it. Are you all right, Ambassador? You seem badly beaten. And Carapace, that was an amazing shot you took.
Thank you. They feel pretty good. I got to admit, I don't. That was, yeah.
Hey, Spindrift, open up the glove box there in the front.
Mm-hmm.
There's a sandwich just for Carapace in there.
Where do you keep that in robot mode?
The glove box. It's always in the glove box.
Does anybody have hit point damage?
Almost.
I can't fix your stamina after flying, so.
Nope, and I can't fix the stamina myself while we're flying, but as soon as we can land somewhere safe, maybe give me a little bit of time to catch my breath, corrupt my bald spots there.
So just so it's said, just almost as soon as we land, I get inside of the thing, you see me reaching out and popping out all of my batteries and stuff and reloading them with my spares.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't do what I just did, but at least I'll have my normal weapons reloaded.
Okay. Yeah. So Iron Lift will get in. Carapace, I'm sure you'll get in as well. Magnum, I don't know how you're going to get in, but I'm sure you find a way.
Just need to scamper over the bed. Just connect myself and scamper over that.
Scientists find a way.
Yeah. Iron Lift is going to ask you guys to do something on the way here. Ambassador, I think that it's safe to say that the cars forward were attacked by this creature. We're not going to be able to clear off the track until the actual trams are removed. Could you hover above where they connect to the track? We need to get them cleared off.
Yes, of course. There aren't any like loops or sharp turns or anything like that. Any major inclines or declines, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's fairly simple. I can do that practically while I sleep.
Okay. And what he'll have you do is just slowly go to each one. He'll kind of lean down and then manually disconnect the electromagnetic mechanism that holds the trams in place. He'll do it for this one, and then it'll fall into the pit, and then you'll go into each of the next ones. Some of them are kind of intact, but maybe have like their backs like a hole bitten out of it. Some of them have like their entire back halves bitten off, and yeah, no survivors on any of them, unfortunately.
So we're not dropping civilians into the abyss then.
Right. And what he's doing is looks like he's just clearing the track so that anyone that's piled up behind can actually start moving forward. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck there until...
Do we know if the track itself is sound?
It doesn't look damaged, but if you want to make an engineering check as you're going by, as he's doing that, you can check that out.
I'll survey the whole thing as we go past.
Nice.
So that is a 40.
All right. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks like it looks like the track has like some kind of, it has some give to it because it's not being held in place like physically, it's being held in place electromagnetically. So when the tram was like getting pulled down, it just increased the amount of pull so that it tried to stay up. So yeah, no real damage on the track or anything. All the damage is on the trams.
Okay.
Well, that's cool. I don't think it's been a long time since I've killed something that big.
In real life or in a game?
Sure.
Because you don't do a character voice, like I'm occasionally just like, wait a second, Carapace. Okay, we're good. And Iron Left will direct you to follow the tram line.
All right.
Okay.
Now here's the question for Sweet Spot.
42.
Okay. I mean, that is a good roll, but... That's
the answer. 42.
Oh, what do you mean, Ambassador? 42. 42 what?
42. It's the answer to everything.
I don't see how this applies in this situation.
It will.
Velocitronian humor.
Absolutely.
Humor.
So the trams, they don't go... the trams move a lot faster than you do in jet mode, their Sweet Spot. So how do you want to approach this? Like, you can follow the tram line, but it's going to be a while before you get to where you're going.
Are you saying Sweet Spot is too slow?
Sweet Spot's too slow?
Oh, he's slower.
I mean, I don't know. We might want to check the track before we go rocketing down it.
Yeah, I think that's probably a safe bet. And the trams, once we clear the track, the trams will catch up to us, will they not? Seeing as how they're so much faster than I.
Mm-hmm. True.
When that happens, we can board a tram then.
Okay.
So we're going to the next tram station, is what you're saying.
Apparently.
Or are you trying to, like, get on a moving one as it comes up from behind you?
I can get on a moving one. What, don't think I can? Challenge accepted.
Okay. You start heading down the track, and after a couple of minutes, you think the line was listed as clear, the next tram. You can start to see it approaching alarmingly fast from behind you.
All right, everyone ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Give me a piloting check.
Hold on. I got some other things I can help out with here. So I'm going to use my never stand still option. that will allow me to get an extra move action to help me with my speed.
Okay.
As well as improved initiative. Make sure I get my timing right.
Fair enough.
Quick-footed will allow me to transform as a free action and or reaction. So when we are getting up to the point where I'm going to be boarding the tram at great velocity, I will also transform so that everyone will be out of me and in the tram. Or we'll all be splatted against the front of it. Isn't this exciting?
I'm gonna desperately try to open the door remotely.
Give me a computer's check, Magnum.
Do it faster. It's coming up.
Coming up awfully quick there.
Yeah, it is. What are you waiting for? It's right on top of us.
30.
All right, you get the door open.
And my piloting is a 24.
All right, Spindrift, give me an acrobatics check. And Carapace, you give me an acrobatics check too. And if you have anything that will help you move or make this leap quickly enough, then go ahead and use it. And Magnum, give me an acrobatics check for yourself as well.
I have a 25.
25, all right. Sweet Spot comes in, gets right alongside, push the speed up as close as you can. You take a leap right in there. You push everyone that's in the tram out of the way. Oh my God! We're being boarded! Help! Someone help! Spindrift, what do you got?
34.
34. You make it very smoothly. All 8 of your legs. Right over. Ah, she's a giant spider coming in. Magnum, what do you got?
31.
31. You also make it. You just do a rolling leap into there. Oh God, a building. How does he know?
How about Iron Lift?
Iron Lift is gonna get a...
No, we lose him. No one's gonna believe this.
He gets a 14. Can someone give him a hand real quick?
Yes.
Before he falls out?
I add 6 to his acrobatics roll.
Okay.
I had 6.
Both Carapace and Magnum both reach their arms out as he's ready to fall in between Sweet Spot and the tram. Lastly, Sweet Spot, go ahead and give me an acrobatics to get yourself into that tram.
Get myself in. Oh, cool. It is a 22 altogether.
All right, you transform real quick and get right inside that tram. Oh God, an ambassador!
It's all right. All right. I do this kind of thing all the time, folks. No need to worry. And I will maneuver myself to the edge of the car so that my backside is not facing anyone.
And with that, we'll see you next time.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
From the Secret Files of Teletran 1, Empire of Rust is written and GM by Michael Ordway. Detective Magnum and his partner Pythagoras are played by Matthew G. Ambassador Sweetspot, Councilman of Velocitron, is played by Adam H.U. The Decepticon Target Master, Wildstrike, and his partner Nyko are played by Mike M. And Carapace, the Beast Warrior of Primitive Eucharis, is played by Patrick Finn. Additional characters are played by Michael Ordway, Brandon Ouellette, and Charlotte Chapman. Outro narration by Derek Bixby. Empire of Rust is supported by the humans and networks of planet Earth, whose online networks provide access to libraries of sound effects and music such as Storyblocks, Zasplat, Blue Zone, Pixabay, Paper Yellow Music, and Dark Fantasy Studios. We are distributed by the Transmissions Podcast Network. Stay up to date with all the latest news and reviews in the world of the Transformers by going to transmissionspodcast.com or searching the Transmissions wherever you get podcasts. You can communicate with the heroes of Cybertron by joining us on the Transmissions Discord channel. There you can discuss episodes, talk to the cast, and download the rule set used in Empire of Rust. Teletran 1, signing off.